kick it over to you first, Steve. What would you say is the biggest hindrance to sales for someone who's not comfortable in
Mm.
going out and kind of knocking on doors, doing traditional, outbound sales? What do you think some of the biggest challenges are?
Well, you kind of nailed it in that segue into the question where I'm really good at strategy or doing design or whatever. And now suddenly I've launched an agency because I love doing that thing, but I don't maybe get to do that thing as much because now I've got to do sales. And there's Seth Godin has a book. I think it's Money, Where Do Clients Come From or something. Yeah, maybe he's not the guy for that, but yeah, they're not just going to magically appear because I'm really good at this craft and I hung up a shingle. So how do I go get them? I mean, to be honest, that early stage client base, family, friends, your immediate LinkedIn network, really just getting your positioning nailed down, letting people know what you do, what the value add is that you have, who you do it for, building out that true statement of, I am so and so and I do X for Y, and really owning what that statement is. I bring me back to like early freelancing days when I was working a full time job and freelancing. And when I won that first project that I hunted out, I sought this client out, I put a proposal together from cookie cutter from AIGA or, wherever I got that proposal format from and actually won it. And like first check went in the bank, like it jacked my self-esteem up massively. So getting that first easy win, I think is really important. And then trying to build upon that, what are you asked, what are like the true things you need? Systems. I believe in systems. I don't really think that things can grow or work successfully without a true system. And so if that's a notepad system, a whiteboard system, a CRM system, a spreadsheet, a whatever, you know, the people or person that's doing this biz dev, they need a tool that can help them facilitate it. So, you know, I think, building a list of who you want to go after, the kind of people you want to work with, whatever it's the industry or the size business, or, I want to work with construction companies that have 5 or more trucks or, whatever that size is. And then building a list of how do I find them and where are they? And, that system should include who am I going after? What am I offering? And then how do I follow up with them and check in with them and communicate to them?
Agree, Steve, because there's kind of this weird situation that arose after inbound marketing really took off,
Yeah.
where everyone's like, "Oh, I'll just do inbound marketing, and then people will come to me, and it'll be great, and then I won't have to
Yeah.
sell." I hate selling, but it's just unfortunately that's not the way it works. And so breaking that mindset of I'll just really focus on inbound marketing, I'll produce a lot of really great content, and then magically people will find me and love me and they'll hire me and it'll be great. That's just not something that's sustainable. And if you
Yeah.
want to build your agency, if you want to get a consistent sales pipeline going, inbound marketing can definitely be a part of it, but you're not going to have people knocking down your door right away. You have to actually seek them out, build yourself up as an authority in your space.
Hmm.
First of all, define your space to begin with. You have to niche
Yeah.
down
Right.
and go from there. What else do you see as some hindrances that have kind of culturally swept up agencies into a path that isn't really helping them?
I think relying on like yesterday's easy win, right? We can't get caught in, and I call it opportunistic growth, referrals, word of mouth. Those are the best kinds of clients to get, but you can't build a pipeline on that. You can't build projections on revenue stream on referrals and word of mouth. So the hindrance there is, oh, I've got business coming in because, this client referred me to this client and the pipeline is strong because of that. You can't rely on that. You can't rest your laurels. That's the word I was trying to come up with. So you mix that in with the inbound, you mix that in with networking. People are, going to in-person or online networking events. You mix that in. It's got to be a handful of tactics. And, occasionally you'll get pieces from everything working. And when you find what really works, just like in digital advertising or the work we do for our clients, when you find what works, you double down on it. And when you realize that group that I'm networking in doesn't work because it's all dead end leads or it's not the right audience or it's not the industry I want to be in, you leave it and you go to another group or you go somewhere else where you know that the client base that you want are hanging out. But yeah, you can't, I advise clients all the time. You can't just rely on word of mouth and referrals. You can't wait for somebody to come knocking on your door because it's not going to happen. And if it does, great. It's an added perk, but it's not necessarily going to be something that they can rely on.